Who is your favourite EastEnders character of all time? You can only choose one. That's literally the title. And there's a funny image of Phil and Ian that'll flash up on the screen in a minute. So fairly quickly, I'm going to go to Ash. Who's your favourite EastEnders character or mine?
It's a hard one. It is a hard one. But I think I've generally narrowed it down. And the begrudging one is it feels like a very obvious one. I think my favourite EastEnders character of all time is probably Phil Mitchell.
I was going to say Fat Boy.
Would have been banter if I did.
Right, re-record.
I don't know, it's just a character who's kind of stood the test of time from when he entered in, in the 90s, like 93-ish. 91, yeah. When he entered in that time period, you see a softer side to Phil, you then get the iconic Sharon Gate stuff, and then you gradually, and then you have him having Ben, his marriage to Kathy leaving, and then he just kind of slowly, and as Grant starts to leave, you gradually get more and more where it's like, fuck me, everything's gone bad for him. You get the story, you get his alcoholism, you then get the early 2000s with Mark and Mel and Lisa. You get the Who Shot Phil. And then he also spawned Ben Mitchell, who at points has been probably my favourite EastEnders character of all time as well. There's just a lot of really good stuff with Phil, and I'm very happy that we've reached a stage where Phil is actually back as being a character on the show now, rather than just like grunting and like yelling at people. So who do you reckon? Who do you think is your favourite EastEnders character of all time?
That's a hard one, brother. That is a very hard one. Because obviously I have my favourites. My jokingly favourite ones, Alfie and Dan. Who would be my favourite? That's an interesting question. Because not only do I not have an answer, but I came unprepared.
I gave you some time.
I was just looking at the Phil and Ian photo, sorry.
Yeah, one track mind.
Yeah, here's the photo, by the way, folks. Here's the photo. It's a bit
weirdly... Yeah, it's been on screen for about 2 minutes. We see it, mate.
What?
I said it's been on the screen for about 2 minutes. We know what the photo is. We've seen.
No, the audience had.
Oh, it's only just been shown. All right, my bad. I'm getting lippy.
You're getting lippy. Sit down, boy.
I'm allowed to. I am the talent, after all.
I love how you're taking the Chris Jericho approach and putting yourself over the young talent.
Do you have an answer yet, though?
I'll just say Dan Watt.
I don't want to give reasons.
He's like a great example of a villain, in my opinion, because you not only you get 85 to 89 where he's cheating on his wife with a mistress, and then also sleeping with Michelle.
Yeah.
And then
it's when he becomes dirty, right? He's always a bit of a rogue, but when he starts sleeping with his daughter's teenage best friend, like, bit weird, like.
And obviously, so I like that, and then obviously he leaves, he gets shot into a canal, which I still think. I know people are going to go, it's not the most unrealistic death. It's one of the most unrealistic deaths to me, because surely, I'm looking at the context, surely if a hitman has shot you into the canal, surely you should wait around to see will he get out and then shoot him again.
Yeah, like it's a hard one to explain for sure.
Like, because you look at it in real life, if a hitman
it's one of the one where you don't think about it too much.
Yeah, because all I will say, it's like in real life, if a hitman shot you dead in a canal, is he just going to go, oh fuck, run off? No, he's going to stand there and be like, is he getting up? You wait a few minutes and then you run off until the police are called. Like, but that's just me. And then obviously he comes back in 2003, and we went over in a previous video, but then obviously all the controversy comes out about him. And the BBC went, you can kill a man, but you can't make fun of us, so fuck off. And he left. They killed him off. He was supposed to be more of a dick in like the later half of the 2000s, from what I know, but I honestly don't know. Then he made a cameo, I believe, in Doctor Who. Well, his ghost made a cameo in Doctor Who with Peggy Mitchell.
It wasn't Doctor Who.
Well,
That was just the Children in Need
Oh,
special.
it was a Children in Need special. Sorry, I thought it was Doctor Who. Which, I just want to say, that ghost does not look like Den Watts. That ghost had no fucking... I thought it was supposed to look like Den Watts.
I mean, it was played by him.
Was it?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
But yeah, so are you happy with that answer? You locked it in.
Yeah, I locked it.
Your favourite EastEnders character of all time,
Mm-hmm.
Den Watts.
Yeah.
I respect it. I wonder how much recency bias there will be, because obviously, look, we all started watching the show at a different time, and I fully respect it. I appreciate it, but I will laugh if someone is like Whitney. Okay, Whitney's not the example, but it's like Ravi. It's like, all right, I see you. But yeah, let's see what people think.
Crackhead Phil, he was a different character altogether. Crackhead Phil. It's Crackhead Phil when he's on crack and not drunk Phil.
You really need me to clarify what Crackhead Phil was?
I'm just making sure it was when he was on crack, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. And BMP Phil? Who the fuck is BMP Phil?
I don't know.
It was also another different character altogether. Oh, it's deleted.
Oh, it was deleted. No one.
Phil on crack every time.
Fucking was Crackhead Phil on crack. Why do you reckon he's called a crackhead? What would possess it to not?
Janine, of course. No comparison.
Yeah,
no.
Janine used to be one of Janine for the bulk of me watching EastEnders was probably my favourite EastEnders character of all time. Like I will say, just to kind of round it out a bit more, I do have a lot of fairly enjoyed characters. Like Janine used to be one of my favourites. She was always a really I enjoy like the soap bitch character. They are important to the show. They say the things people don't want to say. She's slightly unhinged as well, so she goes extremes that other people won't go, which I also absolutely adore. And other characters who are up there, I think Pat Butcher is probably my favorite older character. I still love Dot, I still love Peggy, but Pat is my favorite. Angie is up there. She is fucking fantastic. It's always fun. Michelle Fowler is fantastic. Not when she got recast. That one doesn't count. And I obviously also love Nick Cotton, and I also will always enjoy Ben Mitchell in some form, even if not this current one. But yeah, that's that.
Yeah, no one even comes close to the Queen. Kat Slater, I think. It was between Ronnie Mitchell, Kat, and Stacey, but I think Kat takes it. Pat Butcher and her earrings. Sorry, they only said one, not two. Those are two. You can't have,
those earrings are a character.
You can't have Pat without her earrings, so they count as one. Right, do you know what Pat? Right, do you know what Pat? I've never liked your earrings. Brutal. What does this one say? He knew how to cut her deep.
I don't know why that's downvoted. That's perfectly reasonable.
Which one?
That he knew how to cut her deep.
Oh, yeah.
He's just commenting on the line, isn't he? Oh, they are, rather.
It has to be Phil for me, not because I prefer him so much over other characters, but it's just staple EastEnders. When someone mentions EastEnders, he is the first to come to mind, always. In terms of likability, Eve is totally my favourite.
Also, I will say, fucking Mick Carter. I love Mick Carter. He's great. He's fantastic. He subverted expectations by not being Danny Dyer and actually being nice. And as much as the family unit didn't really grow around him, he always delivered when he was expected to. And it was only at the very end where the character became tired and fucking boring. But ultimately, you can only do what the writers are fucking telling you to do. So I don't even fully blame it on the actors. We've had some actors given some absolute garbage exit storylines, and they've just had to fucking stomach it because they are actors. So I think that Mick Carter is probably one of my favourite characters of all time.
Yeah, and let me continue on. Yeah, Pa Harris, Butcher Evans. This one character who had really character growth for when she made her first appearance. Upon her last breath, Pat has gone from an evil cow to a matriarch great grandmother who is sorely missed. Pat had a very rich history, backstory, and more than one from a relationship of many other established characters and newer rivals. The Beatles, the Jacksons, the Wicks, the Butchers.
The fucking Beatles.
I buckled myself with that one because I was trying to do so nonchalant. And the Evans, the Slaters, Pat truly was one reason why these families were somehow connected. I wish they still wrote great characters like this. Sad face. I said Frank.
Yeah, the issue is they've killed off a lot of the characters who would sell the Pat role. So now, at this point, the Pat role goes on to the Cats. It goes on to the Linders. It goes on to these sorts of characters because you can't replace them. Like Stacey, I guess. I think Stacey probably has the most like family ties on the show.
Yep. I said Frank, but to me, Pat and Frank come as a pair. That bow tie. You can check out the deep fake where I'm Frank Butcher and Ash is Pat Butcher. It's a fucking great scene. I did one where it was Ash's face on Frank and mine on Pat. Didn't hit the same. I don't know why.
No.
It just I for some reason looked like Frank Butcher or something. I just fit the role naturally. And when we get to 500,000 subscribers, we're recreating that scene. The proper pillar bow tie. Our matching cups will forever be ingrained in my mind. Love old Frank. Well, definitely. When Pat puts on the bow tie after Frank has died, and I sure to remembering I did have a wee tear. There won't ever be a couple like that again. They were amazing together. Pat putting on and remembering her feelings at the time definitely got me chopped up. Frank's funeral with the phrase "Take care of yourself, babe," broke me. Pat's ghost watching Peggy take the overdose broke me also. Such a legend Fat Pat was. Do people really call her Fat Pat?
I hope not.
The only one to break me since Ethel Skinner's last. Oh, here we go. Oh my god, yes, her and that together was a thing of beauty. Lol, Ethel and her little Willie. We all love it, little Willie. They just cannot make characters that watchable anymore. Not like the old ones. Or am I just getting old? You're getting old. Do you remember Ethel and Dot's 200 episode? All on their own when they're babysitting baby Vicky discussing the war. And Dot think Ethel has died at one point when she's asleep. I was so young when I watched it for the first time, about 7. I didn't understand much of it. I remember my own nan being teary. And it's just after that I became a massive EastEnders fan because I had moved my own nan tears so much. She died a few weeks later. I'm not saying a little bit of that is fabricated for views.
No, that's not fabricated. What are they doing it to Reddit? No one cares about Reddit.
So it has such a special place in my heart. And who's this? Who replied? Oh, fuck, sorry. Oh, bless. I was born in 1983, but I was in avid viewer from the moment I could watch the turn the TV on. Yes, I do recall the 200 episode between Dot and Ethel. I believe it was 200 episode after Den and Angie. The episode took place.
We've already gone through this.
Okay, fair enough. I was just reading the stories that these two shared and explained a lot in the backstories. How far back their friendship went and possibly even any resentment between the two. I miss friendships where insulting one another was a part of the fun. Each greatly missed when they're gone. Pat again. Michael Moon. I'm going to read that.
How long's this video been? Is the next question.
14 minutes.
Do
we leave it here?
I think we might genuinely leave it here. There's there's been a lot, and I think it's a very personal thing that we may not be able to do as much justice as it could. So if you are in the market and you want to hear everybody else's opinion, go ahead and read the subreddit yourself. look, the favourite characters are a very personal thing, and as much as we all may have similar characters, a lot of storylines resonate and hit us much differently and much harder than we may expect. Like some characters who may just be a throwaway. I think it's also dependent on the time, right? Like, I started rewatching EastEnders in 2018. So one of my favourite characters at the time was fucking Hayley Slater, for fuck's sake, which obviously hasn't aged particularly well. And one of my most hated was fucking Alfie Moon. Like, it's just, some takes don't age too well. It's like one of my favourite shitter characters that I do love, and I get very excited whenever he has a storyline, is Martin Fowler. Which is a really, like, rogue pick, because he's ultimately just shit. He's just not that interesting a character. And he's never given the biggest of roles. But fundamentally, like, you gravitate to certain characters, and he is one of my favourites. Do you have any of like, the slightly lower, like, cast who you absolutely adore, despite not doing much?
Tyson and the parrot, Jasper. Fucking love Jasper and Tyson. Jasper is a great character. He talks so much they don't give him scenes anymore. It's just sad. Side note, I just love how they adopted Jasper. Like, Rocky goes to jail and they're like, okay, you can have Jasper. Thanks for leaving this fucking parrot with me. Thanks. Thank you, Rocky. But
it's like I'm Mr. Pickles when Ruby left. Martin was saddled with Mr. Pickles, the rabbit, unfortunately.
What are you doing to me, Mr. Pickles?
I think Shirley's also up there at this point. Really do like Shirley, and she is an East End legend, and just how they added the Carter clan around her, and it just made her so much gave her so much more room to get fleshed out. One character who's kind of a bit of a rogue one for me, who's kind of crept up there, Jean. Jean has been there long enough, and she's had the really important storylines that really make her a genuine asset to the show. Like in the previous year, was it 22 where she had the bipolar episode?
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck it, and that episode where she's in the sea and Stacy gets her, like, oh fucking hell, man. Like, really great stuff. So all in all, everybody's allowed a favourite, and there's a lot of, I hate this character, I hate that character, but it's also good to take the time to actually remember and appreciate all the characters who you absolutely adore, because it's easy to forget sometimes. It's easy to forget to enjoy what you love, and we all fundamentally love the show, even if we may or may not all agree or disagree that it is or is not in a good place. So, with that said, tell us who your favourite characters, and only choose one, in the comment section. And whilst you're down there, leave a like on the video and subscribe to Watching Walford. All in all, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to join us on the next one. See you then. Bye bye.